Hello all. Let us now discuss about Bayes theorem, which is going to be the prerequisite to understand naive Bayes algorithm. So what is the prerequisite to understand Bayes theorem? That is conditional probability. So if you have no idea about conditional probability, please take some time to understand the concept of conditional marginal probability and also about the events. I would be giving the link in the description. So please have a look at it and continue with this video. So let us now start with the Bayes theorem. So what is meant by Bayes theorem? So we know what is conditional probability. So Bayes theorem work according to the conditional probability. So what is conditional probability we have discussed? So some event has already occurred, say P of A given B. So what do I mean by this? B event has already occurred. I want to find out the probability of A given that B event has already occurred. So how I can find out that probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B, right? So Bayes theorem works according to this conditional probability, correct? So let us now see how this actually works. So now there are many events, right? So in the conditional probability, we were discussing only about two events, if you remember, A and B. But here, just assume that there are multiple events, n number of events, A1, A2, up to AN. And there is one condition that probability of B is greater than 0. Correct? Because we have already discussed that probability lies from 0 to 1. And we have also discussed that both 0 and 1 are inclusive, right? So now here you need to remember that probability of B is greater than 0. So now look at the theorem P of AI given B, right? So which is equal to, so what do we see here? P of AI into P of B given AI divided by summation of J is equal to 1 to N probability of AJ dot or into probability of B given A to the base, like a AJ. So for all I is equal to 1, 2, 3 up to N, you can see that these are the I's here, right? So now if you look at the formula, you may find it to be little difficult, like how it actually works, right? So we will take an example so that you can understand it better. So now the question is, in a furniture shop, fire occurred due to smoking material, faulty electrical distribution, negligence of workers towards heating equipment. So, from experience, which means that from past experiences, the chances are like 0.2, 0.5, 0.3 respectively. 0.2 is for smoking material, 0.5 for electrical distribution, faulty electrical distribution, 0.3 is the third one, right? So now the chief engineer feels that an explosion can occur with a probability 0.35 if there is a smoke material, 0.4 if there is a fault in machinery, which is the second one. The third one is like 0.2 if the workers are negligent using heating equipment. So now the fire accident has taken place. What is the most likely cause of it? Right? So here, if you see the probability, it is according to the experience. These three probabilities are given by the chief engineer, right? So let us now try to solve this. So what are the events here? A1, A2, A3. right? Only 3 events are there. I told you that there can be n number of events. So A1 is the fire can occur due to smoking material. A2 is second one. A3 is third one. So what are these three? So let's go back to the previous slide. 0.2, 0.5, 0.3. Right? So let's now see that. 0.2, 0.5, 0.3, right? So now these are the prior probabilities. These are the prior probabilities because these are the probabilities that's been found from the experience, right? So these are the prior probabilities. So now let's try to get the solution. So now the fire accident happened. So probability of there is a fire, given that there is a smoking material, given that there is a fault in electrical distribution, given that the workers are negligent. Clear with that? So what is this? There is a fire. This is basically probability of B. You can see in the question that it is given the fire took place, right? So this is the probability of B. We are finding given A, given uh, given A, given that there is a smoking material, given that there is fault, and given that the workers are negligent. So now you can also see the probability, right? So this is what we want to find out. 0.35, 0.4, 0.2, correct? So this is what written probability of fire given there is a smoking material, right? So it is written for all the cases. Let us now see how to use Bayes theorem with this. So when I use Bayes theorem, the probability that there is a smoking material, probability of A1 given B, right? So that is what we have seen. Probability, there is a fire, there is a smoking material. B given B given A1 is 0.35, right? What are we finding? Probability of A1 given B, correct? Because what are we trying to figure it out? This is the part we are trying to figure out, correct? So what are we trying to get here? Let us now calculate that. So P of A1 given B is equal to, you can see that probability of A1 given probability of B given A1. Have we written the same? Exactly this into this given this, right? Divided by, if you see, the summation of all, right? The same is applicable here. We are calculating that. So P of A1 into probability of B given A1 plus A2 into probability of B given A2 and up to A3. Let us now find out this probability of A1. What is the probability of A1? 0.2. So that is what written here into probability of fire when there is a smoking material. What we have already seen, 0.35. So it is like 0.35, 0.2 into 0.35 divided by 0.2 into 0.35 plus 0.5 into 0.4 plus 0.3 into 0.2, correct? So when you calculate this, you will be getting like a 0.21, right? So now simultaneously, we can also find out for A2 given B and A3 given B. So please calculate. I'll give you time. So please calculate. Hope you might have completed it, right? So just pause the video for a while, complete this and see whether you get the same answer. So probability of A1 given B is 0.21. A2 given me is 0.6. A3 given me is 0.18, right? 0.18, if you round it off, it is actually 0.2. Now, in which case the probability is being the highest? Exactly here, right? So, probability that there is a fault in electrical distribution, given that there is a fire, has the highest probability. So, what can we conclude out of it? The fault in electrical distribution is the most likely cause of a fire at a furniture store. I hope it is clear, right? So, please calculate this and see so that you can understand it better. In the interviews, there is a high chance that the interviewer would be asking questions regarding this Bayes theorem. If you want, you can have the same problem in your mind and you can explain the same solution with them so that no, they would be happy in giving the job to you, right? So I hope it is clear. If you have any questions, you can definitely write it in the chat so that I could help you. Thank you.